So, the making of Ever Lovin' Shine. It was such an amazing year. I was traveling back and forth across the country. My mama has Alzheimer's, and my dad has had a mini stroke, and basically needed to help them downsize and go through their things and move into a retirement community. And the whole process, took about a year. And and then I had other work and things I was doing in my life. So the making of Ever Lovin' Shine was just sort of this magical, pathway of glitter through this year of so much change and upheaval. And it started out, I was already working on another song with Randy. And I was getting ready to go to Portland to work with him. And he's like, just bring something else to work on too, or bring some other stuff to work on. Immediately, my mind just popped up in my mind, Ever Lovin' Shine. It just came right across my internal screen, and I was like, Ever Lovin' Shine. Well, back when I was 18 years old, one of my closest friends, Karima Howard, she was 16. And we were completely in love with each other's music and singing. And I mean, we're each other's biggest fans. We always have been. And anyway, I had just gotten back from this rainbow gathering, which is kind of like a Burning Man kind of thing. And I had learned, this guy had taught me this chord progression, and it was really cool. And I showed it to her, and she just wrote Ever Lovin' Shine. It was like one of those songs that just wrote itself. It was just totally meant to be. And anyway, years go by, right? So I'm like, Ever Lovin' Shine. Do I even have Ever Lovin' Shine? So I have a box that I have all these old cassette recordings, and I've always told myself, oh, someday, I'm going to digitize them, So anyway, I go through the box, and finally I get to the very bottom, and I find Ever Lovin' Shine. And I happen to have a CD player that has a cassette player in it. And I was like, wasn't even sure if it worked or not, because I don't ever use the cassette player. And it worked, and it's just this really old recording. And, it felt like something out of the 40s or something, And, but it was there, and I wrote it out, and I added some lyrics, and I changed it some. I updated it and kind of made it my own, And anyway, so went to Portland and recorded Ever Lovin' Shine with Randy. And then I just started working on the music video right away. I just had the vision. I was completely driven and motivated. And one of the biggest, I would say the biggest lesson that I've learned from working with Ever Lovin' Shine, and just the lesson of this last year, has been learning how to listen to my internal guidance system and following, impulses that come from within. There's a spiritual teacher, Esther Hicks, and she talked about, I was listening to some, video, and she was talking about this exact thing. And, she has, different locations where she lives, because she travels a lot, right? And one day she was like, oh, I got to remember to get the car keys for, whatever this other car is or whatever. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll remember. And later on, oh, get the car keys, make sure, don't forget to get the car keys. Oh, yeah, right. I'll get those in 5 minutes. Anyway, you can figure out at the end of the story, she forgot the car keys. And the moral of the story is basically, when you get the hunch, answer it. You get a hunch to do something, do it. And I don't know, but it really affected me. And the entire making of the video was like that. It was just one hunch after the next. The couple, the older couple in the cafe when they're toasting their tea glasses. That's Judy and Dan, and they were the owners of our local cafe for a little while. Beautiful. She's like everyone's mother, and he kind of grumbles his way around, but he's just a beloved character in this little tiny town I live in. And anyway, I had this vision of them toasting tea glasses behind the counter. And so it was kind of a quiet afternoon one day. I happened to come in. I wasn't even planning to go in, but I had a hunch and went on my hunch and went in. And I said, oh, well, let's film you guys, toasting behind the counter, So I get the shot. Well, it turned out the next day, their lease was up and they decided to close their doors. And I never would have gotten that job had I not gone with my hunch. The guy with the basketball, twirling the basketball on his finger, he was my rental car agent. And, you know, I was renting my car and we're just like, you know, gabbing up a storm. And turns out, you know, it comes out that he's a semi-pro basketball player. And I get this idea of you know, him twirling a ball on his finger. And I was like, hey, can you twirl a ball on your finger? He's like, yes, I can. And I said, you want to be in my new music video? And he's like, yeah, I want to be in the music video. So anyway, so I film him, you know, twirling the ball on his finger. The really handsome guy with the great outfit, where I start down at his shoes and I, you know, kind of scan up his body. That's my trainer at the gym back there. He likes to do a little modeling on the side. And I was like, do you want to be in my music video? I said, you can put it on your resume, you know? And so, you know, he put together this great outfit, and I had the idea, you know, just to scan up his body, and you know how models are like really serious, you know, like they never have emotion or something. And then the whole idea was him to like smile at the end, you know, because it's ever, love, and shine, you know, it's all about being happy. And gosh, you know, it's just like one thing after the next. The two children, the young girl with the long blonde hair, and the little boy who does the boogie woogie. Those are my grandchildren, and oh my gosh, we had so much fun. I love working with kids, but it's a challenge. You know, you've got to you have to let go of control. You know, because kids are living in the moment, and they're getting distracted, and they're, you know, jumping around, and they're, you know, it's a very organic experience. So you can have your vision, but you have to sort of allow it to manifest in the way in which it does. And I had a lot of fun with all the kids that I worked with in the video. They're all great kids, and we all had so much fun. And it was just great. And, you know, like, and we're like, I had a belly dancer that was going to be doing the shimmy. And at the last minute, didn't work out. And also, right at that moment, I had a big, kind of an old black guy who was going to do the boogie woogie, and that didn't work out. So I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and I had to get the film footage to my creative video editor, Cato Genesis, who does the creative video editing, and before I left for my trip. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I thought, well, I've got a belly dancing outfit. I've got a coin skirt. I can shake my booty. I'll do the shimmy, you know. I was like, I'll do the shimmy. I can do the shimmy, you know. And then I called my daughter and I said, emergency! I need Nathaniel, that's my grandson, to do the boogie woogie for me. Emergency boogie woogie. And so he did the boogie woogie, and you know, it was just so beautiful. Like, things, even in the most magical projects, you know, there's going to be times where things don't work out, they go sideways, something happens, you know, you're like, dang, you know, wish that had gone a different way or whatever, and you just roll with it, and you just let things, you know, be what they are. The older couple on the couch, that's my mom and dad, and that was right before, you know, everything came, you know, unglued, and life, you know, they were transplanted. You know, it felt like literally like a plant getting ripped out of the ground and all the roots getting shaken out, and oh my goodness. But it was right at the time where they were still in their home and they were really happy, and we had a lot of fun shooting that. And, so yeah, I mean, it was just, everyone was so great, working with everyone. The beautiful yogini, if I could speak, she'd had an injury, and bless her heart, she just was like, this is my best pose. She goes, but I'm not doing it as well as I usually do it, you know, but she said, I'll do it, you know, I'll do it. And, you know, so she pulled through really well. I thought she was awesome. And, you know, I had my punk rocker, Michael, he was great. And, you know, just everyone had their own special gifts of their personalities and just their own special way that they do what they love. And So anyway, it was just a really great experience. And like I said, it was just a total lesson in practice in listening to my internal guidance system, listening to the hunches, you know, going with my hunches. And I was laying in bed the other night, and I had just gotten the finished video, and I was laying in bed and I'd watched the video, and I thought, this is how I want to live my life. I want to live every day like I've been living, making ever love and shine. You know, that's how magical, it's the magical journey it's been. Living in the moment. I've just been living in the moment and riding the wave and going with wherever my inspiration takes me. It's been really beautiful.